Hello, I am Brian Downs, and this is still a republic, if you can keep it. Let's talk about immigration's custom enforcement and warrants. Of course, a memo recently came to light, a secret memo that the government has tried to keep out of the public eye, wherein everyone in ICE was instructed that it is not necessary to have a judicial warrant to go into a private residence in search of persons or things, that is to say criminals or contraband. No, you don't need that. You just need an administrative warrant, which is to say, like your boss or maybe his boss says, sure, it's okay. So, a couple of things. Number one, this is in stark defiance of the Fourth Amendment, which protects the people, the citizens of the United States of America, from unreasonable search and seizure. You have to have a judge sign off. You can't just let the police do what they want, because that leads to trouble. And listen, in defense of police work, which is necessary in any orderly society, the nature of it is that you're the police. You want to go grab that collar. You think you're right. That's why you want to go in that house. It's for this very reason that we require a dispassionate, neutral, third party, a judge, to look at the assembled evidence and say yes or no as far as going in that door. ICE has decided they don't need that. Now, this is a novel idea, of course, in the history of American justice, dating back to 1780 or so, and the ratification of the Fourth Amendment. No one has ever thought this was true before, but everyone in ICE was told that it's just fine. And they tried to keep it secret. This is another example of the great saving grace of this vile and corrupt administration. Wow, they're stupid. How do you think you're keeping this a secret? You're going to instruct an entire federal agency, you don't need a judicial warrant to go into homes. What follows next? We must imagine that hundreds or thousands of ICE agents will start going into homes without judicial warrants. The people in those homes will say, "Where's your warrant?" They'll say, as we have seen them say on various videos taken by residents of homes penetrated in this way, "I don't need one. You don't know what you're talking about." Okay. Those people are going to pursue justice in court, and the courts are going to slap you on the scrotum, just as they have done over and over and over again with the abuses and the outrages of the Trump administration. How did you possibly imagine that no one was going to notice that you had suddenly changed the nature of liberty in America? It's not a secret. You're doing it in front of the cameras. So it's catastrophically, almost indescribably stupid. It has resulted in what? That perhaps, maybe, you have managed to grab a few people who are criminals this way. Well, not for long, because they will, of course, sue, and their lawyers will get all charges deleted because you violated their constitutional rights when you didn't have a judicial warrant and you went in that door. Also, not for nothing, although fortunately this has been avoided thus far to my knowledge, when you illegally burst into a person's home as a team of armed agents, they might start shooting at you, because what you're doing is, have I said this already? Illegal. You are creating this risk. Eventually, people will be killed because of your lawlessness. In any case, you're unlikely to actually do much of anything as far as actual law enforcement goes, or the incarceration of criminals goes, because any criminals you happen to trip over in your idiot shambles are going to get released because you violated their rights. How is it that these people imagine that an entire nation of people who love liberty above all will not notice this happening or shrug at its occurrence? How is it that Donald Trump, who has, of course, been widely reviled since his first presidential administration because of his new uncountable crimes and outrages, thinks that he can do anything without it being noticed? Take heart. This is how I take heart. Our enemies are dumb.